Alright y'all, today we're back out here working on the old K10 and we're trying to remove the bed today. That is top of the agenda to try to get this off. Dylan is swinging a baseball bat and he's with me. We just kind of sped up some steps. I went ahead and removed where's my light? There we are. I removed some of these smaller caps. It's like a bracket that was holding for both sides of the gas tanks. If you guys did not know when I bought this truck, I had a little note right here that said do not use driver side. There's a tiny hole in it, so I went ahead and just saved that, so when we pull the bed off we can get right there and remove it. But I removed all of the tail lights Dylan and I have. This is what we were dealing with, trying to remove everything, and I actually found a connection right here. It's super simple. I'll show you guys where that came from, but we just disconnect that so it's not dragging underneath the truck. We went to Ace, bought a couple things that hopefully we're gonna be able to remove this bed with. Dylan, what do you think this bed weighs? Over 500. It's way heavier than my cat eye bed because y'all, it's straight metal. Everything else is, the newer these trucks get, the wimpier they are. So this one's heavy, so I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull the truck out, get it in the light. We're gonna use the tractor to try to pick it up, put it on sawhorses. We need to remove the toolbox right now, and once we do that, hopefully she's coming off. Sadly, after reviewing some of that footage, I realized that my mic was actually turned off. The batteries were dead, so we had to get those replaced, but we didn't stop filming. These clips you're watching right here, we hooked up to the tractor. We ran like a four-way, it was gonna be a six-way, but we were actually running a four-way rope system to try to pick the bed up. It actually went pretty terrible, if you want to be completely honest with you. It was really hard. The tractor couldn't go up but so far. He couldn't get but so close. When we lifted it up, it kind of shot right towards the tractor. Got a little bit of damage on the front driver's side, but y'all, it is what it is. We finally got it off, sat it on the sawhorses, and now this is where we sit. The bed is completely off the truck now, and guys, this is why I bought this truck. This frame, other than just the surface on it, but this frame is so mint. I mean, you really could not get anything better than what I'm working with right here. I'm super excited to fully restore this thing, but today's goal is to actually remove that gas tank. Waiting on some parts right now, but it doesn't mean we can't stop trying to, you know, keep on with the project. So the gas tank's gonna be here Wednesday. I think today is, honestly, I have no clue. Straps are coming tomorrow. The sending units are coming, I think, the next day. So that being said, let's go ahead and knock out this fuel tank right here, pull it out, see what we're working with, see if we can find the hole. I'm curious to where it's at and how big it is. And maybe even jump to starting to restore this frame. Gas tank is out. Some of these bolts are stripped, not wanting to come out. That's why I just kind of bent the bracket and slid it out. But y'all, I'm getting kind of pissed off because I am not seeing any freaking holes in this gas tank, which is kind of a pain in the ass. All right, well, I should have just done this a little bit better, but it's just peace of mind, I guess, pulling it out and dropping it. But this is the only thing I can think of. When you try to trace back questions from 43 years ago, this is what my brain's coming up with. I think at one point, of course, both these tanks worked. Over time, I think, the person I bought it from, but the guy before maybe, I think there was only 3 owners on this truck. I think the lines up top, I'll show you. It's the sending unit right there, and these are the lines that connect to how it distributes the fuel in here. Y'all can see right where my finger is, there's a crack. I think what happened, he switched it over, it was leaking somewhere underneath the truck, thinking that it might have been the gas tank. And then over time, maybe the switch inside the truck that switches from both tanks possibly quit working, because when I hit the switch now, nothing's happening. So I don't think this gas tank is bad. I think it's perfectly fine, probably works just as good as the other one, but there's definitely something going on with fuel. I'm just gonna go ahead. I already ordered the tank. You never know, maybe if that one quits working, at one point I can have everything brand new on this side. I already dropped it. I'll get the new sending unit, I'll do all the hoses, and replace the switch inside the truck. Will test for power, and hopefully that was the issue. Spent 3 hours pretty much doing this for no reason, but like I said, peace of mind, it is what it is. Let's keep it rolling. All right, y'all, busy day we got going on today. In theory, hopefully the truck will be on jack stands today. All the tires off, the whole entire frame. Well, let's jump back a step. Whole frame prep, clean, degreased, on jack stands, tires off. And and we have all of our paint today to fully restore the whole entire frame, so we can throw the bed back on and just kind of get moving forward with this project. Explaining a little bit why I chose this brand, and really just a how-to kind of prep for any bed frame, car frame you're ever going to want to do, because every time I've done them on my truck, I'll show you guys. For an example, the old cat eye, let it focus up, but yeah, that frame looks super good. I might even have some help today. My mom said she wanted to come out. She hasn't even seen the truck yet, and like what I bought. She watches the videos, of course, but like she hasn't seen it in person, so any help is welcome. So she might be coming out here to help me, but y'all, like I said, today's a big day. Let's get a lot done. All right, y'all, we got the truck outside. If you don't know what purple power is, it's literally one of the best things you can use for a degreaser, and you're gonna want to degrease before you even spray the frame, because we got 4 to 3 years of oil in this truck. So I'm gonna go through, just hit some of the main spots. I have a lot of electrical taped up with the trash bag, and I just put a zip tie around it. So that being said, let's get to spraying. Alright, y'all, lighting isn't the best, but that just legit whooped my ass for at least an hour. All of these tires were seized, like literally beating them with freaking logs. Look at all the bark on the floor. Finally got all of them off though. We're gonna prop up some light here. I'm just gonna start going through the whole entire frame and using my brand new DeWalt grinder. Went and picked that joker. I've been borrowing to buddies, but I got the wire wheel on. We're just gonna go through and literally just start tearing this frame apart and trying to get down to where it's nice and smooth. And I'm explaining to you guys what the primer does, because this wheel actually kind of might leave some swirls into the frame. Depends how long you hold it there for, but some spots it's pretty bad. So I'm not even gonna film all this, because this is gonna take me, I want to get this done today. It's gonna take me all day just to sand this, but let's see what we can do. We're looking good, I'm pretty happy with where this is coming out so far. You can see some spots where bare metal. I just went down a little bit further because you can see some spots where I kind of left a little bit of black from like the stock coating that was on this truck. But guys, she's looking pretty good. I just fully went through and sprayed, cleaned it up again, pretty much got it prepped for like alcohol, like a degreaser, so there's nothing that's gonna mess with the paint when it tries to cure to the frame. But yo, I think there's no way I'm gonna be able to do the whole entire truck today, but I have prepped this very good just to do the rear bumper mounts and just top frame, side frame, maybe even inside. It's looking pretty good too. There's some of the cross members, but as far as frame going past the cab, we're not gonna be able to get that today. So with that being said, let's go ahead and lay down a first coat of primer and see how she looks. We had some family stuff going on the day that I was actually prepping this frame, but today's a new day. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to that night. It was like pouring down, raining. It was just real nasty. Humidity was really bad, so I just went ahead and called it a night. Today's a new day. Mostly all the frame is primer, and I wanted to talk to you guys about why. Well, one, if you're gonna do any of these projects, y'all go to Walmart, save money on the spray paint. You'll save a couple dollars off each can, and a couple dollars actually means a lot when you're buying like 20 something cans. So I highly recommend going to Walmart. The reason why I'm using primer on this bed, and like even my black paint has like primer and paint mixed into it, but just a coat of primer. Have a couple layers in between there. It gives a nice flush finish. So it looks the best. I highly recommend using primer, and you guys will see here in a second. Here, I'll show you. I'm not really spraying primer in the insides. Like I said, the primer is for the flush finish, so you're not going to be seeing inside the frame, but it doesn't mean we half-ass around that. You still want to go ahead and sand all that down, which is what I did. Go ahead and spray one really good base coat on the inside, like for example, mine's black. You can do any color you want. If you guys are seeing any overspray, like on the axles, the leaf springs, the shots, all that is getting replaced, so I really don't care about that. We just want to get a good surface of our restoration base coat. So with that being said, we're ready for black, so y'all, let's get to spraying. Alright, you won't be able to see the shine, but that frame is looking freaking good. We got the whole thing coated in our base. We have our clear coat on. Guys, I'm extremely happy with them. Like I said, everything that's not painted is getting replaced, so it's not a big deal. But y'all, inside, everything. I messed around with the front a little bit too. Even a little bit on the front brackets for the bumper. Now, there's a couple spots underneath the frame that I want to get, but guys, honestly, even with jack stands, I just don't want to throw myself underneath this truck. You never know when something can happen. So, want to put the tires back on. I have enough clearance to get like the rear end and everything underneath the frame and some kind of little touch-up spots on the front, but the whole goal was just to go ahead and get the main part of the frame inside the frame and all the spots that are going to be pretty tricky once the bed's back on. Wednesday we'll have our new gas tank coming in with some new straps, a new sending unit, and if I'm not missing anything, and where should go, and our switch to go ahead and switch from left to right gas tank. I will see you guys Wednesday. Pain in the freaking ass. We've been waiting all week for our parts to come in, and that was a gas tank straps, a new sending unit, a new switch for inside the truck so we can switch from each tank left and right. And long story short, today is Wednesday. I just went to go pick up the tank. Tank was absolutely wrong. It was not the right size. I don't even think it was for that freaking year. People at these part stores should not really work there if they don't know what's going on. That's a whole different story. I can only give them so much to get the shit right. So long story short, tank did not fit, straps did not fit, but if you guys do remember, there's nothing wrong with this freaking tank. I just went ahead and pulled it and got it figured out. So with that being said, we're not waiting any longer. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to restore this tank the best I can. Put a new sending unit in it, reground it, redo all the silicone lines for the pickup, and pretty much just roll with what we got. Install this tank again today. I did get a new switch. They did get that right. Hopefully, I gotta plug it in, make sure it works. But that's what we're rolling with, y'all. Like I said, I'm just installing the sending unit right now. I'm gonna finish tapping that in. I drained out most of the gas. There's still a little bit in there, but you can only do so much with that. Spray some engine degreaser on it, try to clean this thing up, maybe throw some black on it, and throw her back in. You see, this is what I'm working on. Like I said, I got the new sending unit in. I'm about to tap it in. It kind of rotates and locks. You have to hit it with these little pins right here. Go ahead and lock that into place, re-hook up the ground. And I'm tired of talking, so y'all just watch me do my thing. You can see I have my ground that I had to cut because when you get a new sending unit, it already comes pre-ground and you can't disconnect it. So I already have a wire connector on that. I have 3 brand new silicone hoses with clamps on them. The ones that were on there were just kind of shitty and they tend to leak, so I actually put some good ones on. So we're gonna let that gas tank dry. Once she's dry, we're gonna go ahead and send her up. We go ahead and get her mounted, disconnect these silicone hoses to the new sending unit, and we should be good here. I do have a new switch, but honestly I want to go ahead and just throw some more gas in this tank, because whatever was in there, who knows how long it was sitting in there for. So do not want to try to turn this on and suck up some nasty gas. And even these hoses right here had a little bit of rust on them. You can tell this gas tank has not been working for a while. So hopefully we can get her up and going, and we can have 32 gallons of gas to be working with in this old 79. What a pain in the ass, but y'all can see she is looking pretty. We got everything the way I want. I'm a little tight right here, but other than that, y'all, I spliced them together, threw some electrical tape around it, but very happy with it. All the hoses have really good connections. In theory, I could throw the switch in and just switch it over, and I don't know if the vehicle's got to be running for it to work, but it should read now. If I switch it to the left side tank, it should read. Before, I was even getting a noise that the switch was working. Honestly, it could have just been the switch that's legit $9, but I bought one, I broke my cover, pain in the ass. That shows me left, right, but it is what it is. I do have the switch though, so I think we're gonna go ahead. The truck's about dead as shit. Just gonna charge the battery up and see if I put this new switch in, hopefully we'll get a connection. All right, so like I said, I got everything wired up. There still is a little bit of fuel in there, and honestly, I don't even know how it's gonna work, if the vehicle needs to be running to do that, but I know that everything I did is fine. I put the new switch in, I turned the key, I pressed it, nothing happened. It might need to be running, I might be missing something, but all I know is I know that that's complete and it's done. My part with wiring and switch is brand new. When I go take the truck to get serviced, once everything is done, because there's a lot of major things that are wrong with this I don't want to mess with, like rear main seal, whole 9 yards, I'll just have them tackle that, just kind of making a small list. But guys, overall, if you can see the truck right now, the hood is off, the fender is off. Tomorrow morning I'm tackling everything, this rocker, inner rocker, cab corner, hopefully by tomorrow. Everything with rust will be done on the cab. I'm not even going to film it with you guys because it's just so much work. I thought you guys are getting bored of this. You guys want to see the cool stuff, and so do I. Paint, lift, tires, we're going to get there, but to get past this stuff, you saw me do it to the driver's side. I'm not going to bore you guys, and if you do want to see it, you guys got to talk to me. Let me know in the comments down below, but I want to see some cool shit. I know you guys do too. So we're going to get all that done. Brand new hood, brand new fenders, brand new inner fenders, brand new inner outer cab corner. The whole 9 yards is getting done tomorrow. So next video you'll see with the K10, we should be putting the bed back on and tackling the rear fenders. Once that's done, guys, we get the sand, we get to start prepping, putting on some new parts, we'll be ready to rock and roll. So I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, Litton Bass TV.